In this video, I'm going to be talking about whether you can actually hire a virtual assistant who works purely off of commission. My name is Kyle, and I've been an entrepreneur working on various internet companies for the last 10 years. I've used virtual assistants, higher level staff in a variety of different positions and roles and different pay structures. So I'm going to be talking about how you can potentially implement a commission-based structure for your virtual assistant. When I first started out, I had a blog. I worked primarily in the dating niche, and then from there I moved on to building niche websites around a variety of different topics like travel, dating, supplements. I then started kind of doing biz ops stuff where I sold blueprints of how to build these little niche websites. So I'm very well versed in SEO, content writing. From there, I started an olive oil company based out of Croatia at selloolive.com. And then recently in the last couple of years, I founded this company that you're watching this video for, Hire UA, where we place premium talent into people's businesses at a fraction of the cost that you would usually pay a Western company. So as a business owner, you're always looking for ways to tie people's pay to their performance. And this just makes sense, like it's good business. However, in many cases, business owners want to have a virtual assistant working off of commission because they don't actually have the funds to pay them a decent base salary. So if you're making only a couple $100s a month from your business, you don't have the margin to pay somebody a decent base salary, you probably want to ask yourself if it's actually the proper time to hire somebody. You have to think about this logically. So if you have someone who you hire to be a virtual assistant, and I've gone into before the pitfalls of hiring somebody to just be a virtual assistant if you're not actually defining their role. In any business structure, obviously the biggest KPIs are going to be sales. If somebody, say, drums up leads for you and books them on your calendar, or somebody closes a deal, then you obviously are going to give that person a commission for that booked call or for that closed sale, or potentially on the fulfillment side of things, you could also be paying them for finishing the fulfillment. If you're just hiring a virtual assistant for a variety of tasks, what is the primary function that their job is going to be? If their job is that admin work and a little task here and there, then what incentive do they have? It should be tied directly to their job performance. Now, again, there's three ways that you can do this. So one is obviously on the sales side of things, and that's pretty straightforward. So if you have like an SDR or a BDR and they are setting appointments, or they're dialing cold leads and setting appointments, whatever it might be, it's very easy to say, hey, you are getting a commission on your calls that you book with the company. If you have a person who's doing the sales, it's very easy obviously to say, hey, you get a commission based off of the sales that you close. On the fulfillment side, it starts to get a little trickier. Depending on what you do exactly, that's going to impact what you can pay them. But of course, the thing that makes sense is whether it's done well. If you're delivering a service that promises a value to clients, you could give a commission based off of that. On the fulfillment side, you could also look at the speed and how quickly they are doing things. You could tie a sort of performance bonus to that. And then if you are the type of business that retains clients, like let's say you're a SaaS company and you have a complicated product and you have somebody who onboards the clients, explains the software to them and kind of walks them through it, you could give them a retention. So every month that person is in the business or is paying your business, you can give somebody a small cut of that. There are a variety of roles that you can find a way to tie some sort of monetary performance bonus to. It just depends on the role itself. What people get wrong about virtual assistants and kind of paying them only on a commission is that you have to remember that they are from abroad. That means that typically they have looked at a job in your company online because it is a better opportunity than what they can currently get at home. And of course, that means that they're also probably a very strong candidate. At least the people that we place in people's businesses, they're very strong candidates. They are more than qualified to do the roles that we put people into. If you're not willing to pay a third world decent base salary, then you have to really ask yourself, like, what are you looking at? What are you looking for? You know, there's a lot of people that are like, I want a cold caller. I want to pull someone off the street from whatever country, pay them like $2 an hour, and I want to then have them dial 100 people a day. Think about it. That is not a quality job. Is that a job that someone's one, going to be happy with, two, that they're going to grow into, three, that you can actually keep them around? If you think about it, where did all the overseas talent offshoring start? It started with big corporations opening humongous call centers in places like the Philippines, like India, where they could be packing hundreds, if not thousands of people into the same call center, working just a few inches apart. That's always like when you call somebody for technical support. You're gonna hear your conversation, but as soon as they stop talking into their microphone, then guess what? You're gonna hear the person that's sitting next to them, behind them, in front of them. You're gonna hear 5 different conversations about someone's banking information. That's how it originally started. It was just a pure raw numbers game where companies needed bodies, they needed someone to answer these phones and to help people as best as you possibly can. Speaking of which, if you ever have a situation where you need help desperately and the person from the call center overseas just not getting it done, the key words that you need to ask is, I need a domestic supervisor. So in a nutshell, is it possible to hire virtual assistants who work off of commission only? Yes, there are people overseas that want commission-based only jobs, but it is often more than not going to be tied to sales. If you're hiring a virtual assistant to do anything other than the sales process, it's going to be really, really difficult difficult to put them on a commission-only structure. And again, if you can find a way to incentivize people, it is always the best way to do it, which means that you find a task or whatever it is, a deliverable tied directly to their job, their performance, where if they do a good job, they can make more money. In conclusion, it is possible to find virtual assistants who will work on commission only, but it's going to primarily be sales roles, and you'll have to have a creative spin if you want to put performance and commission structures into other roles other than sales. That said, it's more than doable. If you're interested in talking about this and carving out what some good KPIs and performance bonuses could be for you and your overseas talent, and you're interested in making a hire, head to hire-ua.com, and the sales team and I will talk to you and figure out what we can do. We place premium talent into people's businesses at a fraction of the cost of hiring in America, the UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, any of the other Western English-speaking countries, and we put some really, really strong people into your business. So book a call, hire-ua.com. We'll talk to you soon.